All right, I know you can't wait to hear the name of the book, so here it is. The name of the book is 7 Triggers to Yes, and the author is Russell Granger. Let's go over the 7 triggers. When you read the 7 triggers, you're going to say to yourself, of course. After you say this, I want you to ask yourself if you're using these elements in your email or in your copy. Most of the time, the answer is no. If the answer is no, I'm going to show you that just sending out content and sales emails it's not enough to build a relationship. Okay, let me tell you the 7 triggers first. They are number 1, friendship. Number 2, authority. Number 3, consistency. Number 4, reason why. Number 5, reciprocity. Number 6, contrast. And number 7 is hope. Now, in the conclusion of his book, Russell makes a really powerful connection. In fact, you could read the majority of the book and not understand how really powerful it is until he lays it out at the very end of the book. Russell makes comments that when we mimic these offline, human-based psychological trust triggers, when we mimic these in our sales campaigns, we're able to build trust and relationship. And the sooner that we begin to implement all of these features, the faster we're going to sell. Now, because of this, I tend to use all of these in the first 7 days of my email campaign. Now, having said that, I don't use all of them on day 1. Why? Because it doesn't mimic a genuine relationship. Unless you're stranded on the island and only have a few minutes to talk to somebody, you're not going to include all 7 of these elements in like one go. When you meet somebody new, you don't go through all of the psychological elements. In fact, not all of these can be used on day 1, even if you spend all day with somebody. Some of these elements need to be seen over time. Keep in mind, not everyone is going to buy in the first 7 days. Some people can take 30 days, some people are going to take 7 months, some people might even take a year or more. Some people come to me through a recommendation and buy right away. However, there's already some trust that's built in from the referral. Okay, let's talk a little bit about each of the 7 triggers. So the first is friendship. This one is self-explanatory. We think about it. What quantifies a friendship? What makes a friendship happen? And actually, it's a combination of the other trust triggers. For example, reciprocity. I give you something and you give me something back to me. There's a liking that goes on there. You like them, they like you. Well, why do they like you? This is the easiest one to make happen quickly in your campaign. Remember, I discussed that people who have these squeeze pages that are screaming free, free with the highlighted bullets and exclamation points and hype, that doesn't create relationship, and it's not creating reciprocity in the other person. All it does is create this attitude that says, I want to get what I can from you for free. However, if instead your squeeze page, your articles, and your videos, they're friendly, they give out good advice, and they say, if you'd like more good advice like you got in this article, then go over to this page and you can download a PDF that will give you 10 times as much info as you just learned. That begins to set up a friendship. Let me give you a short example. If you just met somebody and they bought you something, regardless of how small it was, they're going to activate some reciprocity in you. Regardless of what it was, there will be some level of reciprocity. In addition, there will be some level of liking and friendship happening, regardless of what happens in the future. We're activating the reciprocity trigger here, and in a way, we're also activating contrast. Now, contrast is activated because someone you just met bought you something as opposed to everybody else who more than likely won't buy you something when they first meet you. So it sets up a contrast. This sets up a likability factor. We've done the same thing on our squeeze page. It should start before the squeeze page. It starts at the video, the article, your content piece, or your website, whatever it is you're pushing them to the squeeze page from. And it must be friendly. What do we think about when we think about friendly? Okay, for example, when I used to have people do solo mailings for me, I would have them use the subject line, a free gift for you, and then have them just click the email. The subject line converted really well. Really well. Notice, this is very different than having a hyped up squeeze page. However, when I switched to a free gift for you from expert marketer and then use your name there, I got less clicks, but more targeted leads. These types of leads will buy more in the long run because they've been introduced to me by name, or they'll be introduced to you by name the very first time they quote unquote meet you. If this comes in from an affiliate mailing, then some of the trust is being passed along from the person that they know, that person that's doing the recommending. When they get to the squeeze page, it's a friendly squeeze page. Sometimes it might have my picture on it or an audio that welcomes them and tells them how valuable the free gift is that they have the opportunity to download. So what are we doing here? We're activating friendship as well as triggering reciprocity. And again, I'm also activating contrast. Why? Because most people are not used to coming to a squeeze page like this. Now, I can probably get a very high open rate with just a headline and often no name box, just asking for an email. I mean, we've seen the numbers. Those types of squeeze pages can get more subscribers. But I don't want the subscribers, the people who don't know who I am. I want them to see my face. I want them to see what I'm going to teach them. I want them to hear my voice. So if they don't like the sound of my voice or the way that I look or the words that I use on the squeeze page, they're not going to subscribe. And you know what? That's okay. If they don't like my picture, my voice, or what I've written, then they're not going to purchase from me. And it's the same for you. If they sign up, and this is true if you're driving a lot of traffic, they're going to cost you money by hogging space. I mean, they may reach out and ask you questions, but they'll never intend to buy. So I would much rather have a small list of people who like me than a large list of people who don't. I hope you found the information in this video to be very helpful. If you're interested in learning more about email marketing, click on the link below to get our proven formula for writing a powerful 90-day email campaign. You'll also discover the 3 keys you must have in place to write emails that people really want to read. Go ahead and click below now.